What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 125 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex. And let me tell you now, 125 seems really surreal. This is close to becoming the longest ever running series here on my channel, and just saying aloud the number 125 just feels a little bit strange. That said, I guess I don't know, that's testament to this save as a whole, and well, I'm glad people are enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it, and of course we've kind of entered a new chapter as of late with the new TV deal. Anyway, since the last episode, not many games to tell you guys about. In fact, I believe there's only one, and there is only one. It was a win, of course, against Cannons, a newly promoted team, I do believe. I feel like they're a new name in the league. Let's check. Okay, they were in the league last year, but still relatively new team in the league. And we beat them 10-0, so that was a good performance. Kind of to be expected, I guess. Today we've got the games against Sporting and Valencia. Of course, last episode we took on Red Bull Salzburg and got off to a fantastic start. We're going to be looking to emulate that again today. As there's no games and stuff, we're really just going to get straight into today's doubleheader, starting off with this game. It's at home, as is the next game. The team we're going to play is the 4-2-3-1, kind of your standard team, really. Nothing too crazy going on here. It's the normal team. The only real kind of difference compared to the last episode is the fact that Paul Smith is back in the side. And, well, I'm putting Paul back in the side because of how, well, good he is as a player. But Fire Loss on the bench, I mean, he must feel hard done by. He must feel really hard done by, because in the Champions League, last game, he had an absolute amazing performance. But we're going to have him on the bench, the Ecuadorian. Definitely a player can come on and make a difference. Of course, last match and in the last live com, he got 2 goals and 2 assists. But anyway, this is the team. We're just going to see how we get on. In terms of fitness, it's looking good. No injuries to speak of, no suspensions. Hopefully we can keep it that way. And yeah, kind of just excited to get into this game. Looking at Sporting's side, they are playing a 4-2-3-1, of course. Sporting, I do believe, are the #1 seed in this group, so we are going to be looking for a good performance here. And really, just to get off to the best start possible. You can see morale very high in the camp. There's a few players who are kind of contemplating leaving and want to leave, the likes of Graffright and Jose. But with the exception of those, the starting 11 is happy. I'm happy, of course. A fantastic result last time out. And a win here would put us in a really good position. And, well, after last year's Champions League kind of group stage performance, particularly earlier on last year in kind of the group stage, I don't want to say I back us to do it again this year, but I think we've got a pretty good chance of, you know, trying to upset the apple cart, really, as far as our seeds go, and top this group comfortably. That's got to be the aim, I feel like. And, well, we'll see how we get on today. Of course, last year it was quite enjoyable, the Champions League group stage. There wasn't too much stressing out going on after the first 3 games. Let's see what we can do here. And, well, Mora scores after 50 seconds. Take a bow, my son. And, well, Sporting, they've barely touched the ball. We move top of the group. It's a very early goal. And it's Andres Mora with the finish for us. A delightful little ball by Cabasele, of course, the former record transfer. I guess he's still technically the record transfer until the transfer for Gaiganov goes through in January. But regardless, beautiful ball into the box. Mora with a nice little finish as well. Really the perfect start in this game. And while Sporting, the Champions League winners of just 2 years ago now, they're going to feel hard done by early on in this game. But look at the game. No real chances, although, well, we have a chance here. Mosca, options in the middle. Crosses it, collected there by Moreira. And, well, Sporting now going to look to build from the back, perhaps. Of course, we are sticking with the 4-2-3-1. Over the last few years, we've had a bit of a change in tactical system in terms of kind of going from that 4-4-2 to try and use a few more kind of systems that I think perhaps better suit our slightly more talented team than perhaps it has been in previous years. Either way, we need to defend well here. And, well, Young makes a nice save, I think. It was a half chance for Sporting. In fact, it wasn't given as a chance or a clear-cut chance, but it looked like they had a real opportunity as the ball got whipped in. But we managed to get the ball away. Now can we make the most of the set piece? Bouchard, Mora! He scores again, the number 10. It's like giving him the number 10 shirt is giving him the goal-scoring prowess of a striker. It's his 4th goal of the season. It's his 2nd of this game. Bouchard with the near-post volley, cleared away. Carlos Andres Mora. I've talked about how I'd like him to play for Gibraltar. I mean, we're finishing like this. Who wouldn't want him to play for Gibraltar? A beautiful finish there by him. And while with 30 minutes gone, 2-0 up in this game, Sporting yet to have a shot on target. That said, they are having their fair share of possession. We're just doing something with it. And, well, we couldn't really ask for a better start here. And unless there's a late goal here in the first half, 2-0 at the break is a fantastic way for things to be going. I'm going to tell the players I'm very happy. McMaster on a booking is perhaps a little bit of a concern. But no, fantastic first half performance here by the team. Perhaps Moscow playing a little bit disappointingly. Paul Smith not having a great game either. You know, fire loss on the bench, the Ecuadorian. He's probably sat warming up now. He's got his shirt off already, or his tracksuit off already. He's ready to come on. We need to defend here, actually. Sporting going to have a chance. I don't expect them to go down without a fight, and well, they're going to try and kickstart their fight back now. Roger hits it and scores. A great way for them to start the second half. It was a really powerful finish, and Young, well, he's being at his near post, which he's got to feel disappointed about, but this guy hits this shot so hard. He turns his man. I assume that is Mustafa, number 4. It must be because of how tall he is, who gets turned inside out, and, well, he just doesn't get there. The ball finds its way into the back of the net. And, well, Sporting now, they've got the goal margin down to 1. Half an hour left in this game. I'm going to make a change. Paul Smith is going to come off for fire loss. I think that is the one change I'm going to do for now. Of course, still got 2 more we can use in the last half an hour. But I feel like Cesar fire loss, you know, disappointing perhaps not to start the last game. Of course, Paul Smith was injured at the time. He's going to come onto the pitch now. Hopefully he can have an impact for us, the left winger. Although, well, hopefully it's a positive impact as well. They're going to be coming down this left-hand side. Graphite, though. Nice tackle by him. Big Ball tries to pick out Moscow, but intercepted by Sporting, and they're going to try and rebuild again from in their own half. Now it's with Roger. Marcus Paulo. David cuts inside, lays it off to Lincoln. Switches the play nicely, but a fantastic interception there. Now can we break away? Forster. Well, he was able to pick out fire loss a lot last game against Salzburg. Can he do a similar job here for us? Jair this time with the tackle. Worth noting that is not Brazilian Jair, our former man. That's a different Jair. And now Batter scores and makes it 2-2. And, well, Sporting, they've had 2 shots on target. They've scored 2. I don't want to say we've been FM'd, but we've not taken all the chances that have come our way, and Sporting have hit us twice on the break. It's a nice finish, to be fair, on the outside of the foot. The keeper goes down perhaps a little bit early. You want him to stand up taller for that little bit longer. And Young gets dinked in the end, although we might have a set piece here. It's crossed in and collected well by the keeper. Of course, we did get that second goal of ours from a set piece. Unfortunately, not going to replicate that there, although, you know, we get the ball immediately. Now can we build an ambitious ball to Moscow? He just doesn't get on the end of it. And now Sporting coming forward with it again. Surely they're not going to score a 3rd goal of the game with their 3rd shot on target. Now with Canedo to Jair down the middle. Can he let it inside? He can't. Some nice pressure, but we let them get in and they score again. And we've gone from 2-0 up to, well, 3-2 down. I'm going to tell the players to show some passion. This is awful. This has been an awful performance from us in the second half. I say awful. Defensively, we've just not looked at the races. Sporting have attacked 3 times. They've had 3 shots. They've all gone in. Young, he doesn't often not save a shot all game. I mean, I don't know if he's reacted slowly there or if we've just given them too much space. Either way, it's a fantastic finish. But we are going to look to bounce back immediately. Hopefully that shows some passion, team talk, going to inspire them. Fire loss. Moscow, can he get it in the middle? Crosses it. Mora would have been for the hat-trick. A nice save by the keeper in the end. And I'm going to make a change here. JJ not had the best game. I think I'm going to bring in Graphite to play centre mid. Not a position he's played that frequently for us. Also, Forster out on the right. Haven't got a right mid I could bring on. Pereira still not 100% fit, so he's not on the pitch. Mustafa's looking frustrated. I'm hoping he's not going to commit a stupid foul, the centre-back. I know this has been a frustrating game thus far, but we still are in this. And we still have time. There is loads of time. Bouchard, can he whip it in? Mustafa to Graphite. To Forster. Mora, looking for that hat-trick. Bouchard tackled and, well, now Sporting going to just get away the ball. Headed away. And now they're on the break again. Don't let them score again. Mustafa, nice tackle there, my son. 20 minutes left in this game. It's been a weird one. It's been a very weird game. We still have time, though. We still have time on our side, and it's still only 3-2. You know, 1 goal, a draw. If we could rescue it. I say rescue it. This was unthinkable at half-time at 2-0 up, but it's what we're playing for now, really. Graphite wins it. Bouchard tries to play it out on the right-hand side. Just doesn't complete the pass. We've looked pretty poor when it's come to picking out our passes in the deep area. And now, while Sporting coming forward, Bateau has played well. And McMaster on a booking. Quick, sub him off now. Sub him off. Don't... Right, this sub better go through before he gets sent off. That's not how it works. For the record, he's going to be showing his 2nd yellow card. He's off. And, well, the sub doesn't go through. That used to be a thing in FM that you used to be able to do. Right, we've not got long left in this game. I mean, what do I do? Do I go to 3 centre-backs? I think that's what I have to do. I think I have to go attacking. There's no point in sitting back at this point. We need a goal in the last 15 minutes. We'll bring on Lamas, I think, for Graphite, the left-back. Although actually, I'll tell you what I can do. I can play Graphite, who we brought on at centre-back. Then play Cabasele, who's not a great centre-back really, but he's better than Graphite left-back version. And then we'll bring in Gilvan. And we'll tell Gilvan just to go forward a little bit as well. We've got to go for the game at this point. We're going to go to a 3-4-2. And this is a game that, well, we've made it hard for ourselves. And Young, what have you done? I mean, he's done the double save. It's a miracle save, really. But, well, Sporting should have scored a fourth there. Of course, playing this free at the back now. There's still time. I still believe that a goal is possible for us. Of course, we are just leaving ourselves very exposed at the back. Fire loss. Can he whip in a ball of quality? He crosses it. Hits the crossbar. Rebound. Mora scores. I don't think it's going to be given offside. It isn't. That's his hat-trick. It's a bit of a lucky goal, because Mora's cross has hit the crossbar. But, I mean, not Mora's cross. Fire loss's cross has hit the crossbar. The keeper actually saves that incredibly. I thought it hit the crossbar initially. Mora gets the follow-up, though. He looked offside. I'm going to stay on attacking. We're going to stay in the 3-4-1 here, or whatever formation it is we're playing at this point. I want to go for it. It doesn't look like it's going to matter. A 3-3 draw here. Would I take it having gone 10 men down? Probably. But I don't know. It should have been more comfortable. It should have been a better performance. Still a good performance, really, against the number 1 seeds in the group, as much as I want to fault the teams there. Valencia winning their game puts them in a really, very good situation. Of course, we've got them coming up in just a second. Hopefully, we can get a result against them. It's going to be at home. I mean, that first half performance against Sporting was superb. Unfortunately, the second half just wasn't to be. Fortunately for us, Carlos Andres Mora put in a fine display, so he at least bailed us out slightly. But that said, you know, to be 2 goals up at half-time and to throw it away and have to settle for a draw, it's not great. It's not great. Either way, we still got that second game of the live com to come your way. It's going to be against Valencia. There's a few games in between. You guys don't want to see them. Let's get into the game at home against Valencia, and hopefully we can come away with 3 points. Okay, guys, we are back here for the second game of today's live com. Just before we get into it, quick recap of the 2 fixtures. Since that first leg, we won 15-0 and 9-0. And, well, to start the season, we have scored 34 goals in 3 games. I believe our record total goals scored is something in the region of 180, so I guess we're going to try and beat that this year. That seems to be the intent the squad's showing, at least. I actually wanted to give Gilvan a run out. You can see in this game that we won 15-0. Gilvan, he got the man of the match award. I think he got 4 goals, and you can see here 3 assists as well. Unfortunately, out with a damaged foot. I really wanted to give him a chance in Europe in this game coming up, but unfortunately not going to be the case. The other game, as you can see, we won 9-0, and he played a role in that game as well. Mosca getting some goals for fun. Also, he's got a hat-trick in all 3 league games to start the season, so not a bad start for the Brazilian up front. Either way, if we get into the match kind of introduction here, you can see Valencia top the group on 6 points. So this is, I want to say it's a must-win game. If we win this, it puts us in a pretty good position regardless of the Sporting Red Bull result. If we were to slip up here, it does leave us a little bit precariously tied on points with Sporting, knowing that the away tie against them is probably going to be what our kind of campaign comes down to. Anyway, you can see looking at the team here, it's fairly standard. Young, Cabasele, Frigier, Mustafa, Graphite. I'm going to be playing Graph right today at right back. Lamas and Bouchard in midfield. Perhaps Lamas to play centre mid is a little bit of an unusual one. Of course, this guy, a very talented centre mid and a very talented footballer. And I mean, if you look at his attributes here, mentally he's suited to this role. You know, technically he's fairly suited. Physically, very well suited. His heading lets him down a little bit, as does his lack of jumping reach. But I think he'll be a good player to play in the defensive mid position. And I've just decided to give him a chance over JJ for today's game to see how things pan out. Anyway, the rest of the team is relatively unchanged. Forster, Mora and Smith make up our attacking trio. Mosca spearheading the attack. And yeah, Frigier actually comes in at centre-back. That is due to the new signing, McMaster, being out suspended for a game. So that's a little bit of a shame for him, but we will do our best without him. Of course, he got sent off in that last game. Hoping that today we can show a little bit of better discipline. But going into this, Valencia quite heavily favourites, not entirely surprising, but we are at home and, well, they're playing a narrow 4-1-2-1-2. I wonder if we can make the most of that and maybe exploit that just a little bit with kind of how we approach this game. Particularly, I feel like a 4-2-3-1 is quite well suited to kind of counter a diamond. Either way, I've tried to encourage the players and tell them I expect them to deliver. They've not enjoyed that one little bit. Just going to try and motivate the rest of the players. Unfortunately for us, Andres Mora and Graphite, the players not responding too well. Of course, Mora, He got a hat-trick in the last Champions League game in that draw. Can we have more from him today? Of course, he is going to be playing that kind of centre-attacking mid-role for us. So a little bit of pressure on him perhaps to deliver again alongside Mosca. And, well, the man of the moment, number 10, Mora, he does win the header there. Unfortunately, they're going to come forward. And actually, it's Robles. Bring the ball forward, lays it off to Valkovic. He puts it through to Robles, he puts it wide. He really should have done a lot better there. Quick few passes. I struggled to keep up with it with the commentary, but unfortunately, the ball, or rather, fortunately, I guess, for us, the ball went well wide of the mark. Looking at the stats in this game, we're edging possession. We've had a few more shots, but we are yet to hit the target after half an hour. That is just not good enough in this game. And, well, it remains 0-0, unsurprisingly, at the moment. And actually, Valencia growing into this game. Valkovic coming down the right. Serrano carrying a knock, plays it inside to Garcia Fernandez. Young with a nice save there, really. A half chance for Valencia. Well dealt with by the keeper there, though. And, well, if we can get into half-time at 0-0, that wouldn't be a bad performance. Of course, a draw here, nothing really to be scoffed at, particularly considering Sporting lost to Valencia. A draw here could prove very valuable. Going to try and motivate the players in this game. I don't really want to get them too fired up. I just want to, leave them with some positive words and positive reinforcement. And hopefully in this second half we can give that positive performance that, well, we've lacked so far. We're yet to have a shot on target. That's just not good enough in a game. In a game, especially where you've dominated possession and you've created 7 shots, even if they're all from range, you need to test the goalkeeper. You need to give him something to worry about. And, well, we've not done that. And now Valencia on the attack, laying it off to Midic. Or Mikic, maybe. Cabasele, though, going to get out the ball. And Mosca, clean through on goal. Clear-cut chance. Can he take it? He blasts it over. A real opportunity for us. It was only a half chance. The defence did well to cover themselves, having been caught right out of position. Unfortunately for us, Mosca not even hitting the target there. We've still yet to have a shot on target this game. And, well, the longer it goes on, the more comical it almost becomes. I'm going to change to the 4-2-3-1. We're going to give Mosca kind of someone to support him, and that's going to be Mora. I'm then going to take off, in fact, I'm going to play Smith at complete forward, I think. And then we'll move JJ into box, like so. So actually, in this game, we're going to give Smith his first ever run out as a striker. Not a role that he can necessarily naturally play, but the young winger, he's 28 now, Jack. He's not young anymore. He's not a wee lad like he was when he joined the club. But this is going to be a chance for him to show us what he can perhaps do as an impact sub as a striker. Or in this case, just kind of being moved into that striker position. But let's see what the captain can do. Bit of a test for him. This is the kind of game where you need him to come through. And with, well, 10 minutes left. Can we hit the target once, please? I feel like at this point, that's a realistic target to go for. This has been a very weird game, to say the least, from our perspective. And, well, if it finishes 0-0, perhaps we'll feel a little bit lucky with how this has panned out, really. A bizarre game. 40 seconds left. We've still not hit the target. It's not going to happen for us today. 12 shots, none on target. I don't feel like I've ever seen anything quite like that in FM. We still need to defend as well here to end the game. Ball in. Mustafa deals with it. JJ, Mora, 30 seconds left. It's not going to happen, is it? It's going to finish 0-0, surely. As long as we don't concede now, I would perhaps take a draw. That would still be a very good performance, in my opinion, against Valencia, who, as I said, they're top in the group quite comfortably. And we'll get that 0-0. I'm hoping that Salzburg were able to hold up Sporting in the other game, because that would put us in a nice position. And unfortunately for us, Sporting did win the game. So after 3 games, it's pretty tight at the top of the table. Going to be interesting to see how things pan out going forward. Next episode, we will have a live com double header, I do believe. It's going to be against Valencia away from home and then Red Bull at home. And, well, it might all come down to that last game of the group stage against Sporting. Either way, hopefully you guys stick around for the next episode. As always, if you have enjoyed this episode, smash the like button, let me know down in the comments. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.